The following program is rated G and is suitable for viewing by all ages.
Hi there and welcome to Chute Lake Lodge. I'm Wendy and we've got Renee behind the camera and I'm sitting here with Asia, who's the general manager. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yes, I've got your
correct,
title
yeah.
right. All right. So tell me a little bit about yourself. Are you from this area?
So originally I'm from Vancouver. I came up here working at Chute Lake Lodge. I guess we're going on almost 6 years now. But it was never intended to come up here and stay. It was kind of a bit of an accident, actually.
Oh, tell me about that.
Yeah, so my sister was doing a bike trip across Canada, and I came up to meet her at a place called the Chute Lake Recreation Site. It's a little campsite just around the other side of the lake. And we got in there late at night, and we slept and camped and got up in the morning. And when we got up, someone said, "Have you guys been to the lodge? They've got great breakfast." And we said, "There's a lodge here?" And so we walked over and we sat down, had some Caesars and mimosas and a fantastic breakfast and just had such a nice time sitting here and looking out at the lake. And so we went on home, and about a week later I called my sister and I said, "So whereabouts are you now?" She said, "I never left." And she said, "I think you should come back and you should ask for a job." So I came back the next week, very nervous and rolled up, and I found the old manager. She was housekeeping one of the cabins back there. And I walked in all nervous and I said, "Hi, my name's Asia, and I was just curious if you might be hiring." And she looked at me and she said, "Yep, you're housekeeping. You start right now." And she hacked a sheet into my hand, and that was it. I don't think I left that first stint for 9 months was my first go.
Wow.
Yeah. So
wow.
stayed for a while right off the bat. I loved it immediately, and then, would leave for a season, come back for a season, leave for a season.
Okay.
And then last summer, came to train some new staff just to help out. And the owner, Kelly Ray, offered me the management position, and I took it. And I'm so glad that I did, because
Wow.
the love for the place is still just growing every day.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I can see how this place will get under your skin, right?
Yeah.
It's so beautiful.
It's like a living, breathing thing, right? It's always stuff going wrong, but it's just always so beautiful. And we fix one thing, 10 more things break. We fix those things.
Of course.
It's a labor of love.
Yeah. An ongoing project.
Yeah.
Well,
Exactly.
you've got a lot of buildings here. So there's the main one, and if you come up here, we're sitting kind of in front of the restaurant itself. So that's right in front of us, and behind us you can see the lake. So what all is in this main building? Let's start there and then kind of walk me through.
So the main lodge itself just turned 103 this year. It was originally a bunkhouse to house the loggers that milled the logs here on Chute Lake. There was a big mill that's now in the bottom of the lake somewhere, but hence the name Chute for a log chute, right?
Oh.
So the old owners bought the place in the 70s. They added the top level and they added the restaurant. It was very rustic, you know, wood stove cooking, and you know, we always say no TV, no AC and anything. But now it's been updated. The owner that runs the lodge now, she's done some really amazing work to the place. So she's added all the beautiful lodge rooms up top, the full bar and restaurant here. So there's staff accommodation in the summertime up top, and then in the wintertime, those lodge rooms are rented out to people that come through, usually for one-night stays. 6 rooms up in the top there, and then the full bar and restaurant's just right down underneath.
Okay. So in the summertime, I can see there's tons of stuff to do.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
really close to the KVR.
Yeah.
And then you've got the lake.
Yeah.
Lots of hiking trails.
Oh,
I see
yeah.
people coming up through that way on bikes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
They're all coming up from the Trestles and Myra Canyon. So
Okay.
the Kettle Valley Railway has so much history, right? But it was the shortest running in both length and age in railways in North America. So they turned it into this bike path, and it's been so popular. You know, you can still see the old rock ovens that the Scandinavian railway workers built to make fresh baked goods. There's so much cool history about it, but yeah, it's a really gorgeous ride in. So we're right smack in the middle. You've got nothing for 50 kilometers on each side, and you can
Amazing.
ride either direction. Some people do both.
Right?
Yeah.
The go-getters.
Yeah, exactly.
Or those there's a lot of electric bikes I saw coming up.
A lot of e-bikes,
Yeah.
coming up the hill. I mean, even though it was a train, you know, that was on, it was quite an intense grade. They had a lot of
okay.
derailments back then. So
Awesome.
when people are cycling up, the e-bikes are really helpful for sure. Yeah, especially coming from Penticton side.
Yeah, we're quite a bit higher than
We are.
Penticton, aren't we?
We are at least a little over 2,000 feet higher than Penticton here.
Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
that's significant. Yeah, especially if you're pedaling up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, driving up, I think I said to Renee, I'm so glad I'm not on my bike.
Yeah, the driving's not so bad. It's just a bit bumpy.
It's a little bumpy, some surprise rocks.
It's part of our charm, you know? And then you get to the
Stay awake.
Exactly. You get to the long end of the road, and then we're waiting here to give you a nice burger and a beer, and you know, let you take a rest, and it's good.
Maybe a hug.
Yeah, exactly. A pat on the back.
You did it. I love your entry gate. It's like, you made
Oh
it.
yeah, you made it.
Yes. Thank
People
God.
see that and they're like, oh God.
I know.
Thank you.
Especially, my gosh, if I was on the bike.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
I haven't splurged on the e-bike yet.
me
So
neither.
I would be just a sweaty mess.
Yes, I'm doing it the old-fashioned way too, but I don't go too far.
Oh man, yeah, that would be a challenge road. So in the winter time, so I can see all these things to do in the summer. They're just kind of obvious. Then you have fire pits and all sorts of cool things. In the winter, what
So
kind of folks are you getting?
The wintertime is gorgeous. It's like sometimes I say it's arguably almost more beautiful, but it's hard. Both seasons are so gorgeous up here. The summer is green and lush and warm and just lovely. The lake is glistening and there's so much stuff to do, like you're saying. The winter time's so beautiful though. We get tons of snow up here, so it's just a totally blanketed winter wonderland for the entire 6 months of winter. Every single cabin has a wood stove inside. The restaurant does as well. So you'll come up here in the winter and typically you've got, you know, a new menu for winter that's lots of warm comfort foods and soups and stews, really good winter cocktails, you know, a big fire going inside, big fire going outside. And then we've got the ice rink set up in the winter time. People do cross-country skiing on the KVR, lots of snowshoeing around the area. The lake fully freezes over as well, so you can do ice fishing, which is really fun. There's
Yeah.
a few other lakes farther up too that you have good luck with that as well.
Do
And
they have
then-
any huts out there?
No, we put them up in the winter time.
Really?
We'll bring them out. Yeah, and
Oh,
usually with a
that's
little
fun.
propane fire pit or something. And they're very, very cute. And you can bring a nice warm boozy coffee down with you and
Oh, yeah.
try your luck at some ice fishing. You know, it's just gorgeous every day. And we do get quite an intense amount of snow. So for those people that really like being in the snow, it's nice. You know, you have the comfort of your cabin with a wood stove and warm and cozy, and then you can tromp off into the woods for
Wow.
hours and hours on end. And yeah,
Can feel
absolutely.
very old-timey.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I've noticed that there isn't, you know, super strong cell service out here, right?
Yeah, it depends on your provider. So you will not get anything unless you have Rogers or Bell,
Okay.
or American phone lines. A lot of the time, you'll get good connection up here.
Irony.
Yeah,
But I think that's lovely though.
yeah, I think so
Because
too.
how many of us just really need
This is the
that
thing,
break.
is that a
Yeah.
lot of people tell themselves when they go away on vacation or to the woods, they're like, I'm going to put my phone down and I'm not going to look at it. But it's so much harder to actually do that. So when you're up here, you know, you have the option of coming to the restaurant and getting the Wi-Fi and checking up on your family and friends and whatever you need to do. But when you're in your cabin, it gives you that excuse to read that book you've been meaning to read, you know, or play that board game that your family loves, or just get outside or have a nice fire. And, you know, it really encourages you to be like part of the wilderness. And that's what we really like that.
Do you have space in cabins for families?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, wow.
So our cabins really range in size. There's 9 cabins altogether. Our smallest cabin would sleep 2 people, and our largest cabin can sleep up to 12 people.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so great space. A lot of people love to come up at Christmas and New Year's and just have a quiet time and, you know, the ultimate white Christmas.
Oh, yeah. That would be such a refreshing break. Like to get out of the city. And
it's like real family time. Yeah. It's so
and the
nice.
quietness that snow makes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything is just dead still.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's
beautiful.
amazing. Yeah, I think there's a hunger in a lot of folks, even from a small city like Kelowna, Penticton, to get away for something that's quiet and where you can see stars.
This is one thing I was going to mention, you know, because we are the only thing for 50 kilometers, you don't get light pollution up here.
Yeah.
And so when we had a few weeks ago, the Northern Lights came through this part of the world, right? That was just stunning. And I know all the staff, we didn't even know that that was happening. We all having a fire outside and we looked up and we're just like, wow, you know, and when you look up every night, I walk out of my house or I walk out of the restaurant and look up and just think like, we're so lucky to be able to see this sky in the winter time. It's glorious. You can go right out to the middle of the lake because it's fully frozen and just lay right there and look up and it's just too beautiful. Yeah.
It could be like the poster from Eternal Sunshine.
Yeah.
Just lay on the lake.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, it's so pretty. I just really love this place. And you kind of go through areas that had been burned back in the day with that huge mountain fire.
Yeah.
So I was wondering if by the time I got up here, if it would be lush and treed or if it would be kind of like a burned stickville.
You know, the fire was 20 years ago now, maybe 21 years ago. When I first started here about 5 to 6 years ago, still this side of the mountain here was really very little, like it's just starting to grow back the way it should. One question we get asked a lot of the time is the color of the lake, because it's a very dark red in color, but it's the tannins. So when those fires came through, so much dead tree matter went into the lakes in this area that they turned them a really acidic and tanniny color. So the fish really love it. The fish really thrive in that environment up here, the trout that we have. But people always wonder, like, why does it look like that, right? And that would be the biggest reason, is because of the forest fires that come through here.
Oh my goodness.
With the fire that came through here 20 years ago, the lodge was almost lost, and the old owners that lived here refused to leave, and they put sprinklers on the roof and surrounded the entire property, and the Forest Service came up and pulled out all stops to really save them. But the fire wrapped around the entire property. They were just completely engulfed.
Oh, that
so
must
it must have been absolutely terrifying.
Yeah.
So we do take wildfire bans and wildfire season quite seriously.
Oh, yes.
Up here, you know, when they say no more fires, it's no more fires. Which some people don't like, because, you know, you come to the woods, you want to have a fire, but you can bring your propane fire if it gets like that. Luckily, this year has been great. I mean, so far, you know, knock on wood. But
yeah, it's been a pretty wet year for us.
It was a mild winter, which made me a bit worried, but it's been a pretty wet June, and it's been kind of cool. So hopefully, you know, the fire bans don't kick in until a little bit later this year. That's always hard.
Yeah, and we definitely respect fire in the Okanagan. We're all a little jumpy still. 20 years ago and still ongoing. But there are alternatives, right? So a person could bring their propane.
Absolutely. Yeah. And we rent them here as well too.
Oh, so if you forget it,
got them right here.
you got me looked after.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking I'm the one who's forgetting the thing. So but I can see some cabins. Is that what's over there? Is there like a bunch behind?
Yeah,
or
and we
into
can
the
go take a
trees?
look around and do a little tour. But some of the cabins are, that cabin itself is over 100 years old. That's called the Ruth Cabin. And when you go in there, you see old carvings in the wood from people from years ago. I saw one from, I think it said like 1925 or something like that. Like,
goodness.
it's just, you know, it's so cool to see that in there.
No kidding.
I love to see all the old carvings. I don't necessarily like when people think it's fun to draw with markers over the old carvings, but like to keep the old charm. But it looks
Keep your
beautiful.
Sharpies to yourself.
Yeah, exactly. The cabins have all been updated again with the new owner. She put so much time and energy into bringing this place up to what it is now, and that was such a lot of work for her. So adding bathrooms, adding kitchens, you know, updating everything and making it so you hold on to like the rustic side of things and keep it beautiful and old, but then you also feel comfortable, clean, and cozy, right?
Oh,
Especially
yeah.
if you're not used to being in a cabin with a wood stove.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that must be a kind of a hard line to hit.
Yeah, totally.
Like it's still cozy enough. Well, and then you have some options, like you have at least one yurt, right?
Yeah, so we have 4 yurts just on that side of the
Okay.
property. And then just down here, we've got 11 glam tents. The glam tents might be one of my favorites. Sometimes people book and I'm like, well, I can put you in a glam tent. And they say, a tent? I don't want to be in a tent. But they're beautiful. They've got hardwood floors, canvas shells, and then they've got windows on each side, bedside tables, feather down beds, big wood stove for warmth, and then you have your own little private patio and you can look out at the lake. The ones that we have built right on the lake are beautiful as well. You can fish right off the dock. You can wake up in the morning and just, you're right there,
Oh,
you
my
know, right
goodness.
on the lake. So those are really lovely. They're super cozy.
How do you get down
You
there
just
from
walk
here?
right down here.
Oh, okay. Because from here it kind of looks like you've got a little area where you can walk and then an area where you just fall.
Oh yeah.
That is not the situation.
The property is probably rather hilly and uneven in some
Okay.
spaces, so there's definitely better designated walking areas. But yeah, you head right down here to our dock, and then they're just right there. And then there's a sauna right next door as well that people can rent out, a wood burning sauna, which is really
Oh,
lovely.
that's fun.
Yeah.
Oh, it must smell amazing in there.
Yeah, it smells so good. Yeah, it's the best.
All right. So we can probably start in with looking around at your stuff that you sell to eat and
Yeah,
drink.
for sure. I'm going to
Yeah.
just let them know to start
Okay.
firing up the food. Hey, Hannah and Jacob, do you guys want to fire up those food and drinks for us now?
There's a tiny little fly dive bombing my glasses.
Yeah, I can see them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll start with the Chute Lake burger and the Caesars. Yeah, beautiful day. We get so many cyclists coming through in the summertime. That's like the majority of our clientele
Oh, yeah.
during this time of year. In the winter, you have people coming up, big, huge tires and big, crazy vehicles
Oh, I
chopping through the snow.
bet. I bet. Wow. What's sort of an etiquette or protocol guideline that you have for your guests?
Like in which sense?
I don't know.
We
well,
ask people to be just respectful of noise.
don't be
after
starting
10 p.m.
fires. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, so respectful of the noise after 10 p.m., respectful of your guests. Like the majority of people that come up here, they come up here to be in the tranquility of nature. You know, they want to be listening to the birds. They want to be by the water. They want
Right.
to hear like the natural sounds of nature. But something you get a lot of the time with big groups is, you know, loud music, partying, and stuff like that. And so that's not really the type of vibe we're trying to bring over. So when people want to do stuff like that, we just say this: buy out the whole lodge. Just buy out the whole lodge and do
Okay.
what you like for the weekend, and that way you're not bothering the other people. You know?
So you are available for a group.
Yeah, like so for example, this weekend we have a wedding, so we'll be closed to the public. So that's just, you know, restaurant, everything, all property is shut down and they have the place to themselves, and then they can really
That's
just
really
do
special.
what they like. You
There's
know?
not that many places where you can have like this a single use.
Yeah, it's really nice. And I think especially for something like a birthday or a wedding or a celebration of life or whatever, you know, sometimes you just want your close family and friends around, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, you know, it's so much nicer when it can just be comfortable with the people you know.
Any corporate retreats come up?
Totally, yeah. Corporate retreats coming up in August this year, and then some more coming up in 2025. You know, with that, we always bring in someone like a yoga teacher to do yoga on the dock, and somebody to take some
that's so
guided
nice.
hikes around. And
Yeah.
we can take people on the tours with the Kubotas as well, like our little 4x4 vehicles.
Okay.
And, you know, they take the e-bikes and all the, you know, paddle boards, canoes, kayaks, fishing equipment, rowboats, and all that stuff. It's great to just make use of those things and go out and use them all.
Yeah.
And there's actually tons of fish in this lake.
Oh, wow.
So originally the guys that were the loggers up here, they actually stocked it with Atlantic salmon, which is crazy to me. They lived for a while. There's none of them in there anymore. But now you've got a really, really healthy amount of brook trout and rainbow trout. Maybe even too healthy. Like it isn't. We kind of encourage fishing because there's so many fish in the lake.
Okay.
They're delicious. They're good little pan fries. But yeah, when we have people come up that have their fishing license and want to get out there, I mean, just endless amounts of fish you could catch if you needed to. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. And so you have this outdoor seating area with these cute. What is the color of your umbrellas?
You know,
It's not green and it's not yellow.
it's kind of like margarita or something.
Margarita
like
color, yeah.
I don't
kind
really,
of a
you know, it's funny. They actually were
fresh minty lime, maybe.
Yeah,
a
mint is good.
mojito.
That's kind of those. So those are our summer umbrellas, and we usually change them every 2 years. The last ones we had were bright red, and I really liked those ones too. We wanted to change and try a different one this year. I think the green looks good, and then we'll try something else in a couple years. In the winter time, we take down all the patio and we put a huge fire pit just out front.
Oh, nice.
And then you have logs and chairs all around the fire pit. So if people want to eat outside, you know, a lot of people bring their dogs and stuff. And
Oh yeah, I have seen a lot of dogs.
Yeah, we're super dog friendly.
Yeah.
We love the dogs as long as they're friendly, because we've also got chickens and cats on the property too. So we don't want them to be tormented too much.
Oh wow, I haven't heard any chickens.
That's good. They're very loud.
Yeah.
People love them for the most part.
Yes.
I haven't had any complaints about my roosters yet, but I'm probably the only one that complains because he's right next to me when I wake up in the morning.
Wow. So you sleep in the chicken coop?
They just sleep right outside my house. Yeah. They're right outside my window waiting for me to get up.
Oh boy.
They're so fun though. It's fun to have animals on the property, and it really contributes to like the health of the property as well. So when you have chickens or rabbits or, you know, small animals on the property, that's so good for the foliage and for the grass and for the plant life. You know, we can fertilize things. We're doing a big garden this year to supply a lot of stuff for the restaurant, and it's really nice to just have that like super healthy, lush, you know, environment.
Yeah, so they keep their
plants.
little ecosystem natural.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you getting eggs from your chickens?
They start in a month. I'm
Oh
so
my
excited.
goodness.
1 month. I can't wait.
That's always fun. It's super exciting to find an egg.
Yeah, I know. I'm so excited.
Even when you're, you know, every day you're going to find some, and then
It's always still fun though.
It
It's like a
is.
good surprise, like
Yeah.
especially when you get one that's big and it's got the 2 yolks in it. And you get really excited.
Those are,
The double
I think
yolks,
it should be a wish granting kind of egg.
Totally, like when you do a wishbone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
a wish egg.
Yeah.
Just as long as you found it, you get your wish. Some
good.
mornings at my house in Kelowna, I have a chicken, and some mornings I don't.
Oh.
My neighbor has chickens, and somewhere along our back fence there must be a
So she
a
comes to
break.
say hello sometimes.
Yeah, it's like I'll be out watering the garden and like, oh, today I have a chicken.
Yeah, this is very similar with occasionally Cabin 8 up there has a chicken, and I have to go and get him. He's my favorite rooster. He's super friendly, which most roosters aren't. And he comes up to you and he just wants to be picked up. And I almost swear that he goes up there just so someone will carry him back, just so he can have some affection.
I think so. I think
'Cause he's
so.
Constantly going up there. It's so
Your
funny.
needy chicken.
Yeah, he's so needy. They're all so needy.
Oh yeah, chickens can be good friends.
I love them. I think they're so much fun, especially since we started letting them out free range. I find them so much more fun than they were before. You know.
Do any of them get poached by, you know, animals around here?
Not yet.
No?
Not yet. Hopefully it continues to be a no.
Yeah,
You know, there's been some close calls with some customers' dogs, of course.
Oh, dear.
And when that
Yeah.
happens, you know, everyone's
That's the
always
thing.
kind of there, and it's a learning experience for the dog. And the chickens don't learn anything, really.
No,
They just kind
no.
of stand there. But you get
Yeah.
them back to safety.
yeah. They're sweet, but they're not very bright.
Not favorite. That's why we love them.
Yes. It's like, oh, my dumbest friend.
Yeah. They're very cute. Food and drink should be out in a minute. I guess I radioed them a little bit short. They might have had something ahead of
Yeah.
them there. Yeah.
So tell me first about the drink.
All right, well, the Chute Lake Caesar is a big favorite with all of our regulars, and I guess with everybody who doesn't like a Caesar, right? So garnished with lots of pickled veggies on top. We use a jalapeno infused vodka, lots of Worcestershire. We like a muddy Caesar, pickle juice. Top it up with clamato, lots of ice. Yeah, a classic
Very
favorite for
nice.
pretty much everybody, yeah?
Absolutely. And then what have we got going on here?
So the Chute Lake burger is hands down 100% our best seller, and especially with our regulars. If we ever changed the burger, I think we did once actually, and there was a full uproar in the community. So the burger's not allowed to be changed anymore. The burger comes on a brioche bun with arugula and a garlic aioli. It's got an onion ring, bacon, American cheddar cheese, and then a house-made patty, 6-ounce patty. He does a really good job with the seasonings there. Underneath is dill pickles and tomato, and then another of garlic aioli on the bottom.
Amazing. Well, it's very pretty.
That one's good. It's hard to get your mouth around that one.
I
It's
bet.
a little bit tall.
Yes.
And then, you know, when you're getting food here, standard things come with fries, right? It's always an option to change those to salads or poutines or soups or kind of whatever, you know, different thing you might want. Not everybody wants fries, but most people want fries.
Yeah. Well, look how classic it looks
It's such
together.
a classic look,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, this is how everybody thinks food looks.
Yeah, this is how food looks.
This is how food looks.
This is how food looks. Yeah, yeah, it does.
All right.
Should I go ahead and cut it in half?
Please do.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
I think tackling that thing without cutting would be a big mistake. I'm always here for the olives.
Oh, me too. 100% of the time.
Yeah.
Grab you a couple of napkins there. You'll need them.
Mm-hmm.
It is a messy burger.
Okay.
I'll get you a side plate there as well.
Sure. Thank you. Well, these are cute.
Yeah, they are. You know what's funny is these have been here from the beginning. She left a lot of dishware, the woman that
wow.
originally owned the place, and I thought it was beautiful, and I thought we should keep using it, old vintage dishware. you
Yeah.
know? Yeah.
No kidding. The Royal Doulton. There's not a lot of places that use vintage dishware.
I know, I love it.
Yeah, it's such a nice
fun.
touch,
Yeah.
especially because you're historic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Uh-huh. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, nice depth in there.
Absolutely.
Okay, French fry. What is the weirdest way that you've seen somebody eat French fries?
With a fork and knife.
Ah,
Coming out. Never understood that.
no, that doesn't make any sense at all.
It doesn't. But to each his own, I suppose. As long as you eat the food and you enjoy it, I guess I shouldn't argue, right?
Where are you in the continuum of dipping things? Like, dip it in mustard, yes or no?
Oh yeah, no, I think
Yeah?
I love sauce. I'm actually
Okay.
a big fan of sauce.
What about ice cream?
I love fries and ice cream. Fries and milkshakes are one of my favorite things. And I feel like if you haven't had that before and you try and show that to somebody, they're like, oh my God, that's disgusting. No one hates it.
Yeah.
Everyone loves it
They
when
have to try it.
It's so, so good.
Ooh, well, that's nice. Okay, challenge.
Yeah, gotta try and fit your mouth around it.
Sure. Wow. Why would you ever change that?
I know.
No, don't do it.
It
Skip
is a
bacon.
good burger.
Yeah, it is a good burger. A little hit of spice in there.
Yeah, he does a good job for sure. This is the one that, it's the locals' favorite. It's also the staff favorite,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, that's the thing. You got to check and see what the staff are eating, and that's always a good bet.
Yeah, absolutely. It's fun for us when the menu changes every season. With anybody that has ever worked at a restaurant, the feeling of getting tired of a menu, right?
Yeah.
The same menu over and over. So I love that we change the menu every winter, and then we change it over in the spring to our summer menu. And for us, we live up here. We like to go to town, but not that much, right? You're pretty isolated. So the restaurant is oftentimes where we're eating. And it's always nice to have something different, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
One of my first jobs, I was a server in this restaurant, and it was when Pizza Pops first came to Canada. And people were ordering them in the restaurant.
No way.
Yeah, and so we had to stock them.
Oh, no.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
That's all the
Do you
food.
want me to set this aside now?
Yeah, we could just push forward.
I'm just going to set these aside up here, Hannah. Thank you so much. Oops. That's not in the way at all, is it? Okay. Would you like me to move your Caesar over as
Wow.
well?
Yeah, let's go inland. There we go. Renee?
Okay. Give you some cutlery there.
All right.
All right.
So here we have a new food.
Yeah, so what we have going on here is our cauliflower bowl. So the cauliflower bowl is bright, sunny, fun, lots of flavor. One thing that's really great about it is totally gluten-free because he uses a rice flour to make the cauliflower bites.
Wow.
So that's really great. You can also have it vegan if you remove the lime crema on top. This one comes with a house-made hummus that I swear I can't even buy hummus at the store anymore. Our chef's hummus is my favorite. So the house-made hummus there, guacamole on the side, and there's quinoa underneath that. Little bit of arugula, and then he's got the cauliflower bites on top. A little bit of homemade red onion or pickled red onion on there. Chipotle lime crema on top.
Okay.
Yeah.
complex. And what have we got serving with it?
So what beverages we have here are just called garden spritz. These guys are delicious. They're just like a really simple looking drink, but they're so nice for patio sippers. So we've got cucumber, lemon, gin, and some vermouth in there. And yeah, those ones are really, really good. One of my favorites for just like sitting on the patio, sitting in the sun. They're so refreshing. Yeah.
Nice, nice. Just the right amount of cucumber.
Yeah, the cucumber makes a big difference. And when we run out of cucumber and we make this drink for people, it's not the same.
Yeah,
Have to have the cucumber.
I like how thin he's
Very
slicing
thin.
this too, so they're
the-
translucent.
The girls were very, very serious about me getting them a proper peeler behind the bar.
Oh, that's good.
This is our employee
Hello.
of the month.
Hi. What's our name?
This is Maze.
Hi.
So Maze lives here all year long.
Maize like corn?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi.
Maze, will you go lay down? Go lay down, Maze. Go lay down.
There's a dog's face in my lap. How old is Maze?
She just turned 11 this year.
I was like, yeah,
But-
she's a young-looking 90.
She thank you. She really loves patio season because
I
we try to keep
bet.
the dogs off the patio for begging, but there's always someone who's like, "Come here, puppy," and throwing some food over for them. And
Undoing
yeah, exactly.
months
Undoing all of the
yeah,
training that you did.
Exactly. Just got her to stop begging.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, she's really cute.
Yeah, she's a good dog. We like having animals on the property, you know. Of course, with any property like this, you're going to get wild animals. So having dogs that are friendly around do keep away bears and cougars and stuff like that are maybe not as desirable for some people.
Yeah. Oh my. This is the best cauliflower bites. Yeah.
They're so good. Whenever he makes them on a big tray, somehow half of them go missing when I walk through the kitchen. I don't know how that happens.
You walk out with your
pockets are full.
stuffed. Asia stuffed her pockets with cucumber slices and cauliflower bites. Yeah, the hummus is something. He leaves quite a bit of texture still intact.
Yeah.
Which is really nice, especially with the quinoa.
Yeah, he does a good job. He's so funny because I'll ask him, I'll say, the chef's name is Jacob, and I'll say, "Do you want to make this today?" And he's like, "I don't know, I've never made that. I'll give it a go." And then it ends up as being so good.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
like, "Did you write down the recipe?" He's like, "No, that's a good idea."
Oh, no. He's free man.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's a good one. Obviously, contrast-wise, completely different from our Chute Lake burger, but equally as satisfying.
Oh, yeah. This is one I would attempt to recreate at home. And then come here because I can't. So it's Jacob?
Yeah.
Jacob's your guy? Okay.
Jacob Schatz, he's our new chef. So we, traditionally a chef will stay for a season or 2 seasons or however long they like if they're enjoying it and we like their work and everything. But it's hard to find. There's a specific kind of person that can come and live in the woods 100% of the time.
Yes.
And be here and enjoy being here and enjoy being separated from town, right? So people come through and they love the place, but they often leave after a season or sometimes they stay longer. He's so dedicated to staying, which is helpful for me as the manager to not have to find another chef.
Absolutely. Especially when you have someone who's creative.
Absolutely.
And can like elevate cauliflower.
Yeah, exactly. And how many people can do that?
I know. Yes. This man must be protected.
Like this stuff.
No, that didn't work. Thank you. Ooh. We're back to burger. Okay.
All right, so the chef insisted. Oh, are you ready?
No, yes, I am.
sorry.
I'm acting out his insisting.
The chef insisted that we showed this burger because he told me everyone loves this burger, and I agree with him. It's a really good one. So this is the spicy Nashville hot chicken sandwich. So this one comes with a house-made coleslaw, and then he buttermilk fries the chicken in-house, coats it in a hot sauce, and then dill pickles on top and arugula. This one we did with a side salad, just because I figured maybe you didn't want so many fries.
It's very pretty. It's
Yeah,
a
it is
nice, fresh
color
looking
going on
salad.
there,
Yeah,
yeah,
there
you
we
gotta
go.
have salads.
All right.
I'll cut this one in half
Yes,
again
please
because
do.
otherwise we'll be in trouble.
And what do we have here?
So we'll talk about that too. Yeah, so we've got one of our lime margaritas here. So at the lodge, you can do margarita flights. You can get a margarita in any flavor: mango, pineapple, you know, spicy with tahini or lime. I just did a classic lime margarita. For me, that's one of my favorites, and it goes well with the chicken burger, in my opinion. There.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Margarita flight. Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, that's a good idea, right?
Yeah.
Yum.
Nice little lick of salt in there.
Yeah.
Oh, hi you.
Oh, someone smells a burger.
Oh, are you into Nashville chicken?
Do you want me to get her? Do you want me to move her?
No, I'm good. Hi. You and me will be friends, right?
As long as you share your burger.
I won't.
Good. That's good.
I support your mama.
Yeah.
Woo.
All right.
This does stuff when you cut it.
So this burger is really good. It's also very messy.
All right.
So eat over your plate a little bit there.
Well, there's definitely a correlation between messy food and amazing food.
Yeah, definitely.
Ooh.
Tastes the same.
Oh boy, oh boy.
All
Okay.
right. Good luck.
Little opportunistic nose right here. Oh my goodness.
It's a good one. I love a good chicken burger.
Well, that's like if a really good chicken wing and a burger had a baby.
Yeah, nice and crispy, right?
Oh, see, she was disappointed because I didn't drop chicken on her
to have
face.
any. Good girl.
I know. I
And
get
then
you.
The salad he's got going on here is simple. He does arugula with a lemon dressing, and then goat cheese, walnuts, and some house-made pickled red onion.
Oh, yeah, walnuts. Nice. Yeah, nice and fresh.
Good summer salad.
Yeah, because sometimes you kind of need to calm down arugula. Have you noticed it gets a little
It's
battly?
really powerful, arugula.
Yeah.
And when you add some other stuff to it that are also kind of powerful, they sort of fight each other and like make a really good flavor. Yeah, we use a lot of arugula here instead of a mixed greens, which is something you'll see in a lot of restaurants is the same old mixed greens. I find that mixed greens don't last long, and you know, they're just sort of basic, and there's so much good vitamins in arugula that you can have. So yeah, we use that a lot.
Are you growing it up here already?
Not yet. You can see the rhubarb plants are doing quite well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, those are about 40 years old. The old owner planted those.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah. You find stuff like that all over the property, you know, old plants that she planted or old whiskey bottles that he buried or, you know,
Really?
what all sorts
Oh,
of
that's
stuff
so
like that.
funny.
Yeah, that's so funny.
So he buried stuff.
Yeah, so I think because, you know, it was very rural, there wasn't a lot of support for people in rural communities back then to like, okay, how do we dispose of our garbage?
Oh,
How do we
okay.
dispose of our waste? Like, is anybody willing to help us with this, right? So now, you know, it's been even tough for us to organize a situation where we can keep things away from wild animals, right?
Right.
Having locking systems so that the animals can't get in, so the bears aren't going to be harmed.
Yep.
But I imagine back, you know, in the 70s, it was quite difficult. So, you know, you find buried things a lot of the time all over the property.
Oh, I come here just for you. You're cute.
She is a big draw for a lot of the customers.
Come and hang out with Maze. Hi. Did she come with the property?
Does she? No, I've had her since I was 17.
Oh.
All right, I'll
Hi.
set this aside.
Hello. Hi.
Good girl, Maisie.
Oh, you're very interested in the chicken. How do you do with spices, though? I'm not sure if that's a good idea.
Yeah, she's probably not very well.
Yeah, I would think some things might happen.
I would think so too.
Things we're not hoping for.
Here, I'll give you this back because you might need it for next.
Okay, thanks.
Unless, do you want a fresh one?
Oh, no,
Okay.
not at all. I haven't had Maze lick it yet. That's later.
I feel like May's licks the majority of my cutlery at home anyway, and I'm fine. So it's been fun. One thing we are looking at adding to the property, with me managing, the owner has been so supportive of me having, a garden and chickens and all these things. I make a lot of knitwear, and especially living up here in the winter, you have to have a hobby, right? So I knit a lot. So I have decided to get a couple of goats to raise for some cashmere and a couple of bunnies to raise for some Angora wool.
Okay.
And we'll have them down here so customers can interact with them a lot, right?
Nice.
But my dog loves the idea of having some more friends on the property, I think.
I think May's and a goat could be really
absolutely.
good friends.
I could just see it now. Yeah.
I don't know, bunnies. They might look
Maybe
delicious.
good toys.
Yeah.
More than friends,
Yeah. Bunnies are friends, not toys.
Yes. This is what we're trying to teach her about the chickens.
Yes.
Chickens are friends. Chickens are also food, but not these chickens.
How many do you have?
So I started with 28.
Oh, wow, you started big.
And then I had to get all unsexed chickens. So I had to take a ton of them into town. I gave a lot of roosters to the feed store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they battle each other if they are too many, right?
Yeah, it's hard on the girls, right? And they mate with them.
Can imagine.
I mean, I imagine living in a 50-50, I'd way rather live with 15 women and 1 man maybe, or a couple, or maybe 2 or 3 men, as opposed to like 15 men. I don't know.
Unless they have their own, place to live.
They kind of have little harems, which is funny. So you'll see 1 or 2 roosters will have this little harem of 6 women behind him, and then another group will be way over there, 2 roosters with 6 or 7 of the girls behind him. And so they do have their groups, and then at nighttime they come together and they all sleep together, and then they take off separately in the morning. But I think it's really cute. They have a little social hierarchy going. And, I love them. I think they're so much fun.
Do they have names?
Well, of course, some of them, yeah. My favorite rooster, his name is Hellfire, and for good reason.
He hasn't chased anybody around the property or anything.
Not anymore, but he was.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, having been chased by a rooster,
It's happened to me too.
I do not want that
Nope,
again.
absolutely not.
No.
It's terrifying. It's terrifying when it happens to you as a child too, because you're then traumatized from it, which is the last thing I want on the world. If I'm bringing animals up here, I really want kids to be so excited and be like, I want to have a farm and I want to raise animals and be self-sustaining. I don't want them to be like, I hate roosters.
I hate roosters.
So scary.
Well, maybe just stay away from geese.
Yeah, that is the thing.
They can be pretty aggressive.
Absolutely. We have a time of year where the geese will come through here, and they have babies here every year. So the babies are just adorable,
They
little
are,
goslings, right?
yeah.
So cute. But with geese comes goose poop. So we try and tell them to just head on their way.
Yes, yeah.
Thank you, Hannah.
Oh, what a pretty color. This looks just like a photograph. Hey, how nice. Wow.
Thank you so much, Hannah.
Thanks.
I'll move these ones down.
Drag the duck in.
Okay.
All right, this is complicated.
Okay, so this is my favorite thing on the menu, but it also might be one of my favorite things ever.
Oh, boy.
I love duck, always have loved duck, but the way that our chef Jacob does it is really just fantastic. So this is a 24-hour sous vide duck leg. So he does it in a brine for 24 hours, he sous vides it for 24 hours, and then he pan sears it to order.
Wow.
So really, really good there. I love the work he puts into it. Comes with the garlic confit on top, and then some really crispy little fingerling potatoes, some honey-coated carrots, comes with a sweet balsamic, and then a honey drizzle on top as well. Oh, another thing you'll see is the crispy Brussels sprouts. Crispy Brussels sprouts are something that's on our appetizer menu, and you think, yeah, okay, I'll get some crispy Brussels sprouts, and then they turn into one of the favorite things for people, for sure.
Really?
Yeah, they're really good.
And you've paired it with?
What we've paired this with here is an old-fired fashion. So we do our old fashions with Amaro, bullet bourbon, brown sugar, and then a tiny little bit of brown simple syrup, and bitters on top. And then this is often garnished differently. It kind of just depends on what we have at the bar, because being up on the mountain, everything always changes. So sometimes this will come garnished with an orange, sometimes a maraschino cherry, sometimes it comes with a flaming piece of rosemary on top. So really, really different every time you get it. Yeah.
It's a very pretty drink.
It is a pretty drink. It's also a very strong drink.
Yep.
But delicious.
I can feel that entering my bloodstream.
The warmth coming down. Yeah.
I am so on. Yeah, that's gorgeous.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay.
All right, let's give her a shot.
I want to start with one of these little
One of those
guys.
ones? Yeah.
Do you know if glam tent number 2 has been house kept?
Did you understand that? It sounded like glam tent number 2 is a house cat.
Did you know if glam tent number 2 has been house kept?
See, that makes sense.
It does. Sometimes you have to remind the staff that the radios are meant for work and not necessarily jokes. And
Yeah.
all right.
Do you have any staff that are pun people?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. We've got, yeah. I mean, I think pretty much everybody that's on staff this year is just full of jokes. I've worked here so many years, and I've made so many amazing friends working at this lodge. Like, the people that come through to work here are so great, and they're hard workers, and they work hard, they play hard. They're just such a good time. But as I've taken over managing, I choose who works here, right? And it's really important to me that the people that are working here are similar kind of age, similar kind of interests, and a similar sort of headspace, because they all have to live together. They have to
Yeah.
live together, they have to work together.
Yeah.
And that's a lot for some people. So it's really important people get along. This year we found such a fantastic team of staff, and I just love them.
That's amazing. Where do you advertise?
So generally I'll do like, we'll put a couple of ads on Indeed, but the best people that I get is when I put a post on Facebook to Working Holiday Canada, or Working Holiday Visa Canada, or you can
Yep.
post on the Okanagan Pickers page.
Okay.
And sometimes you'll find really great people there as well.
Oh, wow.
So this is where I find the people that are the hardest workers, right? People that have been picking and working in the field and working really hard all summer for money, and they just want to come
absolutely.
and, you know, they have staff accommodation here and get good discounts on food, and all the staff love to hang out and go do stuff. You get to use all the facilities, use the paddle boards, the e-bikes, the canoes, and you know, you're in the middle of nowhere and it's gorgeous, but also you go right down the hill, you're in the heart of wine country with some of the best restaurants in British Columbia, right?
And this is no slouch.
And it's not bad, yeah.
Yep. Your kitchen guy is holding his own.
He's doing well, for sure.
That's fantastic. I'm in love with this, and I haven't even tried the duck.
Yeah, should we try the duck?
Yes, I think we
Pull her
should.
apart.
Ooh, is that ever tender? Okay, making duck terrifies me.
Yeah, that's
I've
it.
never done, I've done duck once well, and every other time I've been bad at duck. So
It's funny how like those meats, you know, there's certain meats you feel so comfortable making and some that you don't. I always put an orange inside of it and just hope for the best. So good.
okay, this is beyond.
He's done a very good job with this one. He actually had this on his winter menu, and when he went to change the menu, he said, "Okay, well, I'm getting rid of this, and that." And then I said, "You can't get rid of the duck."
No.
And he said, I said, "You
he-
can't get rid of the
Is he
duck."
bored with it?
No, he wants to try something
Yeah,
different. But I
of
said,
course.
"Listen, I live here. I need the duck on the
I
menu."
need the duck. I'm going to lose my mind if I don't have the duck. Well, just everything here. It's so rustic and simple and delicious
And it's healthy.
and perfectly
Yeah.
done.
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, I'm actually convinced. I've made a lot of people switch over to the duck side because
Yeah.
I've had lots of people tell me, "Well, I don't like duck. I don't like duck." I'm like, "Well, how about you try it? And if you don't enjoy it, then it's on me." It's never.
You haven't had
never
done
ever.
well.
Yeah, they've never not enjoyed it.
Yeah, the first time I made duck, I think I was pregnant, and so everything tastes different, and it just wasn't good, and so I avoided it for probably 20 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and then I watched somebody rendering duck and,
Yeah.
and crisping it. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, maybe
that's
is
good.
maybe
Yeah.
that's what I need to do. And so I tried it again. So only the second time I cooked duck, and it was amazing. And then I stopped. I was like, okay, I've done it well.
I did it.
I am not. I am going to buy other people's duck from now
Well, at least
on.
that's good. Support the duck industry, right?
Yeah.
We eat too much chicken. We need to eat other stuff. Yeah, that one's so good.
Yeah. Wow. I could just live with this for. See, this I would like if you don't like duck. You need to try,
You like this.
try duck that's made properly.
Well, it's one of those meats, right? It's like if you were to get a tuna steak well done, right?
No,
It's
stop
not gonna
it.
like that.
No, you've just
No one's
murdered
going
it.
to enjoy that.
Yeah, well, any steak well done. Like,
yeah,
just
exactly.
stop it.
Yeah, no, we don't serve those here.
Are you able to not, if you were serving a steak and someone ordered it well done, would you be able to control your face?
I don't know if I'd be able to control my physical reaction because I think it's almost like it just comes out naturally.
It's like,
But I
no.
could control what I say.
Yeah.
And I think that I could power through it a little bit and be
like,
polite.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, you can.
Yes, we will cook all the goodness out of it for you.
If that's what you want,
Yes.
we'll do that for you. I have had people come and ask for a well done steak with ketchup, and I don't know how I feel about that. I know that I will never be part of that lifestyle.
I definitely have some feelings about that.
Yeah, I'll keep them to myself.
Yeah, and I'm no longer a server, so
Yes, you don't have to say anything.
I can say anything I want.
It's amazing though when you are serving, like though I manage now, I worked in maintenance, housekeeping, kitchen, tons of serving for the entire time I've been here. I still love to serve because I love to talk to my customers. I love to see the regulars. I love to bartend. But you see the most ridiculous requests, no matter where you're working and where you're serving. And one of the things that you get when you're on a mountain is sometimes you run out of stuff, right?
For sure.
And people being completely astonished that could ever happen, right? And you just think, well, do you want to drive? It's like 45 minutes each way if you want to go
Yeah.
pick up the fries we're out of, or whatnot.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
That's just funny.
It is funny.
That was amazing. Yeah. Like everything has been so good. You tell Chef he's knocking it out of the park.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
Happy to hear that.
Watch your sunglasses. Yes. Okay. It would be so sad.
I would be sad I did that yesterday.
No. Those glasses?
Not a different pair.
Oh.
They're
It's
gone
like,
now.
well, they
Yeah, they're gone now.
they recovered. All right. Oh, Renee, can you see the angle? Okay.
Okay,
Oh,
so
boy.
these are a showstopper.
Yeah.
So one of the histories and lores around the lodge is pie. The original owner of the lodge, her name was Doreen, she cooked with a big wood stove oven in the back kitchen before it was a real kitchen. And all she made was pie. All you could get was pie, that was it. You better be happy with that, because if you weren't, she was gonna let you know. And she'd have a big list on the wall of all the different pies she made. And you'd order one, nope, just apple. It was only ever apple. That was what she made, right? So,
Isn't that an SNL skit?
yeah, maybe. So we had
Wow.
so many cyclists and so many people coming through asking for the apple pie, make the apple pie. The chefs start getting annoyed, right? And out of spite, they don't want to make the apple pie. So this chef comes in and I told him the problem and he said, I know what to do. So he made the apple donuts. So when you order the apple
Okay.
donuts, he peels them, slices them, cores them, batters them, drops them, tosses them in a cinnamon sugar coating. And then he does whipped
Wow.
cream on the sides, a really nice French vanilla ice cream, some crunchy granola on top, and then a caramel spread. And they fit the aesthetic of the lodge beautifully, but they are so good.
So in each of these is a
Is an apple.
round slice of apple?
Yes, in each one. Yeah,
Look at Renee's face. She's like, what?
you get to try them too.
I'm going to eat these.
Yeah, so these are so great. And what I chose to pair with these today were our espresso martinis.
Oh,
So
okay.
espresso martinis are classic. Everybody loves an espresso martini. They
Very
are so
pretty.
good, and they work well as a dessert cocktail.
Cheers, you.
Yum.
Oh, that is dessert.
It is dessert, right? It's just two desserts basically here.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But you can pretend it's a drink with my
Yeah,
dessert.
it's a cocktail.
Okay.
All right.
Do we need a knife for this? What?
I
How?
think you could probably, they're pretty tender. You
Oh
could
my
probably
goodness,
break
they
it
are.
right in half. Yeah. Get a little bit of whip and a little bit of ice cream on there.
Try and make the perfect bite.
Yes, I always try and do that. Get everything in one bite.
Did I mention I love my job?
I can imagine.
It's moments like these.
Aren't those good?
These are amazing.
After a long bike ride in, 50 kilometers in, and you're just tired and you're hungry, and you sit down and someone hands you a really nice red glass of wine from a winery that's local, and then a big plate of apple donuts, you really just can't be that upset at all.
No, you should, and if you are, you need to get something checked. You've got a condition.
So good.
Wow, wow. I hope that's picking up on the mic because we've got some thunder.
That's maybe the perfect timing for us to be done the food.
Yeah, it's like we're gonna just make a break for the inside.
Yeah, we'll run into some cabins. These are so good.
Is your kitchen maniac making the ice cream too?
He makes like everything.
Oh
Yeah,
my
he
gosh.
loves to make everything. He's just like, yeah, he's really big on making stuff and has all the sauces and, you know, the crumbles and the whatever. Everything's in house. He loves that.
This is way too big. I'm going to do it anyway.
I did it too.
You did it?
Don't worry, I won't
Okay.
judge you at all.
But
Get right in
but
there.
she might. She's making some film. This is just before the thunderstorm hit it. Wow. This is really great. So my friend that came up here to stay, she said, you would not believe the food at this place.
really?
Yeah, she said
Oh, that's
it's
so
like
nice.
a 5-star restaurant, quality food out in the middle of the wilderness.
That's so nice to hear.
Yeah.
That's
So she was
fantastic.
just stoked about it. And then I found you on Instagram. I'm looking through it. I'm like, okay, yeah, it looks legit. And I've heard of different friends that have stayed here. I'm like, I'm gonna pitch it. Maybe they'll say yes.
I'm so glad that you guys did. I'm so glad you came up and we took the time for it because that means a lot to me to know that for sure.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love to hear when the customers are happy with, you know, not just the accommodation and the environment and they love the staff always. The staff are always so great to deal with, but the food is so important. Like I love food, right?
And then it's such a surprise
Yeah.
because, well,
'Cause-
like
yeah.
what are you expecting though? Like
Yeah.
beans and wieners?
Yeah,
Like kind of,
exactly.
and
There's
then
not
you
a
get
lot- yeah.
that?
It's not a lot to work with in a 100-year-old lodge, you know. Designing the kitchen was a huge feat for us. We redesigned the kitchen 3 or 4 times, and getting it to a level that works for the chef is really difficult because it's so hard when you're taking a space that was never meant to be a kitchen,
Yeah.
right? And turning it into that, making it work for a small team as well. You know, we do run a small team. In the wintertime, we run about 6 staff members. In the summertime, we run about 16 to 18. Yeah. So, yeah, it's been great. I mean, I love the chef we have now. I hope he stays. He says he has no plans of leaving, so he better not.
Don't go anywhere.
The
You're
food-
another one of these national treasures.
yeah, exactly. The food's always good, you know, but he's taken it to a new level that I really, really love, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, no, fantastic. Yeah, this has been absolutely lovely, and we're going to take a peek around your accommodation
let's do
before
it.
we pack out, and yeah, and maybe we'll miss the storm that
Hope
seems
so.
to have arrived on us.
I mean, it's just gorgeous
out of nowhere.
outside. I'm not sure where it's coming from.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know, over the hill.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Renee's pointing that way. Have you seen lightning, Renee? No? But it can't be that far away because that thunder, it sounds like it's right on us.
Things can change on the dime up here. That's a good thing why we're here. You can always come
Mountain.
inside.
All right, Renee, while we're off looking at accommodation, you need to be eating all of this stuff.
Yes, please,
Yeah.
please be eating
Yeah,
this
try everything. They can't sell it again.
stuff. No, we can't. But if you eat as much as you can, and then the staff will help up because we don't waste anything here.
Waste nothing.
Absolutely.
All right, okay, see you everybody. Oh, hi, Maze.
One beautiful thing about having the waterfront tents down here is not only are you right next to the lake so you can go for a dip, you can go fishing anytime you like, you also have the sauna down here, which is just lovely. And to hop in the sauna, get burning hot, and then jump into the lake and back and forth, it's such a good time, especially after coming for a nice long dinner, and you have the best sleep afterwards.
Oh, you really are right on the lake. These must fill up really quickly.
These are pretty booked up throughout the summer. We don't run them in the winter time, so in the summertime, these are, probably some of everyone's favorites. And I mean,
Yeah,
you can understand why.
I get it. And again with the wood stove. Okay, start again.
This is the Glam Tent Village, as we call it. We often encourage people that are coming in big groups for reunions or parties to just book out the whole village. And then they're all next to each other, they've got all their spaces together, and it's so fun. You can cook outdoors on the fire, everybody has their own little room, you can run around to everybody's space. And you know, you're camping, but you're camping with a feather down bed, wood stove, bedside tables, lamps and chairs, power for plugging all of your things that you need. So it's camping to a point, you know?
Yeah. Very fancy camping.
Very, very fancy.
All right.
Okay.
Ooh, can we see in?
Yes.
Walk ahead and you can tell me what I'm seeing.
All right, so this is our family yurt right here.
Smooth.
So our family size yurt is just really good for a few people coming for the weekend. You've got a big wood stove going in here. Got a little sitting area as well. And then behind this area, you've got a nice little space for having an outdoor fire and a barbecue and all of that good stuff.